Yo guys, what's going on today? We are playing some Albion Online today, and today our goal is to basically turn this 50k set, and basically just see what we can turn this into through doing just corrupted dungeons. As you can see in my bank, I've got a few backup sets as well, so if this doesn't go well, we might, restart. But we are going to keep everything in this tab. As you can see, it's cleared out, and we're starting with about 14k cash. I do have a couple of sales or a couple things up for sale, so they may sell, but I'll take that money out if it happens. But typically what I like to do is I will start in Caerleon. I'm bringing 5 poison potions, which I'll use on the boss, and I will use against the other player probably. You might want to bring better potions, but I kind of want to keep a pretty cheap set. Riding horse, because it's cheap, you could go donkey, but I like riding horse a lot better. Then we're pretty much just going 4-1. We're going with the Arcane Staff, Mercenary Jacket, Mage Cowl, Soldier Boots, and a Pork Omelet. And just a 4-1 cape. Now there's definitely some ways you can make this set better, like bringing a better cape, like a Thetford. But that's going to change your budget up a lot. I will typically go into Crag. There's 7 dangerous people here, though, so it's a little sketchy, but honestly, we're out here to pick fights anyways. Like, I mean, we're going into a corrupted, we're kind of expecting a chance to be fought, so we won't stress it too much. Yeah, look at that, it's already down to 2. And typically I find if you go to Crag and you just kind of run around this edge here, you'll eventually find a corrupted dungeon, and you can go pretty much wherever you want. You don't have to go to Crag. I just have had good luck finding corrupteds here. Okay, so we found one. We don't want these people to know we're going in here, ideally. Oh, that guy's gonna steal it. Dang it. Looked like he had a bloodletter build. Okay. I guess we'll keep running. I don't really like people to see me go into the corrupteds. It's not that big of a deal, but some people will camp outside and try to gank you on your way out, and sometimes they'll have like their whole guild, so not the best idea to let people see you go in. I don't think it's as bad as solos, because if you go into a solo in front of people, they can easily gank you, but they can still wait outside if they really wanted to wait. And we are not finding much. I kind of want to kill this red thing. Might as well. It'll give us a little bit of a bankroll to get going here. Alright. Oh, get out of that. That does not feel good. Alright, throw some poison. Oh. Alright. And that got us an extra 3,000, so a few more kills like that, and we'll be able to afford another set. Now, I know that's not from Corrupted Dungeons, but honestly, I'm not that bothered. Because honestly, if you're out here looking for a Corrupted Dungeon, you might as well stop and kill things like that. As you mean, you could be wondering for a while. Okay, let's hop in here. And we are 1,002, so you need at least 900 item power, so... And your item power will be affected by your skills, and since I am 100 in my build, not 100 specialization, but 100 in, like, everything but Torch Fighter, like all these ones. So we are 100 Arcane and all that, so we don't have to use, like, insane gear to have a good item level. Okay. So typically what I will do when I'm running Corrupteds, and I'm not going to press the Shrine, as we want to get a little bit of a bankroll before we necessarily are going to try to actually attack people. So we're going to rat the first couple more or less and just kind of hope that we don't have to have any PvP. If we do, then we will take care of it, though. So my method with Corrupted Dungeons is I will just clear all the trash, but I don't really like clearing bosses, the side bosses, until after I've either beat the main boss. Hold on, let me turn this down just a second. Because my side... We are way too loud. Okay. But I don't like killing the side bosses until I've either fought the player or until I know for a fact that I'm safe in here. As I just don't see a point in farming loot for another player. So what I do is I will clear a bunch of trash. I'll get this thing all the way to 500. Occasionally I'll kill like one side boss if I'm like passing many ways and I don't want to backtrack. But yeah, usually I'll just do it that way. And then once you kill the actual boss, you can't be dived anymore. So that's the main goal, is just to rush to 500, kill the boss, and then hopefully you don't get dived before you kill the boss. Now, I do think that if you want to make the absolute most money, your best bet is to actually try to kill people and actually press the shrine, as a lot of the money that you're going to make from Corrupteds is actually from killing the other players. But you can get lucky. Like yesterday, I had a 3 or 400k chest in here, so that's not bad. And we aren't we're not running the highest level ones, obviously, because you need like a 1200 item level for that, and that's closer to like a 500,000 silver set, so it's a good bit. I also don't have 100,000 infamy yet. Takes quite a while to get that, I've found. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Okay. And I am actually really liking Arcane. If you haven't tried it out yet, you might want to try it out. I haven't heard of it getting nerfed yet, so I'm thinking we're okay on that. And I've been pretty strong. I know like one of the main metas in these corrupted dungeons is actually Claymore. And so far, I think every match I've had against a Claymore, I have came out successful. And I know I've beaten a Bloodletter in here as well with Arcane. That being said, I know I've also lost. Like yesterday, I lost to regular crossbow, or I think it was heavy crossbow. It was one of the ones, but we lost to that pretty bad, and the guy literally was just rocking 4-1, so that was pretty sad. Okay. We are at 270. We'll probably go ahead and take this boss out, because it shouldn't take too much more trash here. And the bosses are good points. Like, I think the side ones are maybe like 50, like this one's probably only like 50. But the big ones are about 100 points, so you can kill them for points if you prefer. And this is a green one. I'm going to say it's probably Tome. And I called it. So at least we're not worried about losing that. That's not a big deal. Oh yeah, we should probably eat our food. Okay. And I'm not going to lie, like, Corrupted Dungeons aren't the most entertaining thing. They are kind of a little bit boring in my opinion. So I don't like doing them a lot. Oh yeah, by the way, we do have the activity running, so we're getting extra fame and 10% extra loot. So you might want to take that into account. But that is also the reason I'm currently running these, so might as well take advantage of it when it's here. And 10% honestly is not like that much, if I'm being honest. It just makes it like slightly more worthwhile. I don't know if most people do full clears when they run these, but I have been. I don't know if it's the most efficient, but I do find that you can still get some decent drops just from killing regular mobs occasionally. And then you also find more silver chests and everything else, so full clearing to me does seem worth it. Especially if you're trying to play safer rather than trying to go and kill other players. If you're trying to kill other players, it's probably worth just to kill the bosses and just leave afterwards so you can get back and try to kill another player. And that way you probably would make more money. But it really depends on how safe you want to be, or if you are really looking for that player interaction or not. Typically I'm more of a PvE player, and I'll kind of defend, when I have to, because I don't have a choice, but typically when I actually dive people, I will just rock the cheapest set I can. Like, this one's not bad, it's only 50k, I'd probably rock this, or maybe something a little cheaper. And then you just kind of hope the other person's nervous and you just win somehow. One of my biggest things is just to kite them around and hope that they'll run into enough traps to get them to like half, because then it's easy. Okay, we are at 485, we're going to skip this boss for now. Like I said, I don't want to just give somebody else loot. We'll kill off these last few guys that we're going to need to, and then we'll head to the boss. Oh, there we go. Alright, and he's just over here. So we'll just run by everything else. We'll probably have to kill this dude. There is a silver chest there, too. Alright, we'll just kill this guy off so he doesn't yank us back. Okay. Let's actually regen just a little bit here. I'm going to take a sip of water. Okay, I don't really need full energy. Let's toss a poison potion at him. I do like to use poison potions for the bosses until I have actually, like, until I'm for sure safe. For some reason our poison didn't work, so we're going to toss another one at him. I don't know if we missed or what happened there. And you pretty much for this boss, you're just going to want to stay moving. Except for when he does his little fire chain. Like, when he does this, you want to stay moving, otherwise you're going to get hurt. You can typically tag, like, a couple of times here and there if you're careful with it. This part, I just like to go as far away, and I'll just sit there and cast. Usually you're going to miss that as long as you're far away. Keep moving. Use my boots to get some health. Alright, we're going to use Mercenary Jacket here. And get back up to full because this part here hurts. Okay. We just want to stay moving here because he's going to put that thing down. We're going to use our W so we can teleport. There we go. Nice and easy. This part you don't want to move because I think it does make you take more damage. Alright, back on the move. We're going to toss another poison at him just to get this down. The faster I kill this, the safer we're basically going to be, because I assume even during the fight, players technically can dive, so just want to try to be as fast as you can here. Alright. And easy enough. Alright, now we are safe, so what we'll do, we'll loot this chest. And we got a blue chest, nothing crazy. Ooh, that's actually a really good blue. Okay, about 100k. It's all this right there. That is a pretty good reward. Okay, so if that doesn't prove that these are relatively worth doing, I don't know what does. Because that one trip right there, and we're not even done with the dungeon, has already paid for our set twice. Okay, we are going to run back through, and we got 2 more bosses to kill here. We'll just clear up all this trash. And most likely we're not going to get much, but, I mean, that's an extra 200 gold. That's not a lot, or 200 silver, rather. I may mess that up. Alright. And we got some treasure. And I would recommend getting these treasures, and I know it doesn't seem like a lot. A lot of the times it's just like a couple thousand. But every once in a while you're going to get that $25,000. Oops, see? You're going to get one of those. And it adds up. Like, it really does. I mean, if you're already taking the risk to come out here, you might as well make everything you can from the dungeon, in my opinion, once it is safe. Because once it's safe, there's really not much risk. Like, my only risk now is when I leave, which I will admit sometimes can be sketchy getting out. But I find corrupted dungeons, it's usually not that bad. I really don't get ganked on the way out often. Usually I'm pretty much free to just leave. And that's not always the case. Sometimes people will see you as soon as you're leaving. But as long as you can get mounted and get some distance, you'll usually be okay. Okay, we got one more guy right here. Go ahead and take him out. And this is a lot of extra fame as well. That's another reason I don't mind doing this. Currently I am... So we don't have auto respec on either, I should mention that. Mostly because I just am broke. And I do have, like I said, 100 there. But we want to still get 100 in our specs in these. So, still have a ways on those. Alright, let's go back, kill this boss, get that taken care of, and then we can move on. This boss is pretty easy as well. You just want to stay moving whenever he throws those. And then when you see this, you just move again. I like to stay on the outer edge here because he's going to eventually do that. So you just want to stay out of that. And then as soon as he does that, he's going to toss another one of those. So just keep moving. Just keep moving. Now I do stop a lot to do some auto attacks. As with Arcane, after you do every spell, you get 3 auto attacks. Assuming that you're using this right here. And they will be empowered, and they go pretty fast. So they do. That is a big part of your damage as Arcane. Alright, we are almost done. Let's get one more of these and our autos. And there we go. Easy enough. Another green chest. We are not getting lucky today. Ooh, that's not bad. I will take a 25k green chest. I am not mad about that, actually. So, it is Cleric Robe City today. I've noticed that. Okay, we're going to run all the way down there. And I'm just going to go ahead and skip through. I will show you if there's any good loot. And I will show you the chest once I get there. Okay, we have cleared all the trash. We are now on the last boss. This one you're going to pretty much want to stay moving as much as you can as well. I like to keep a little bit more distance, and then once he does this, I just kind of try to stay moving. Ideally, if you can use your boots, that definitely helps some too, so if you can, do that. I don't know if it actually helps you not get stacks, because I find I usually end up with 5 stacks regardless there, so I don't really know. Okay, Mercenary Jacket healed us back to full, no big deal. Mercenary Jacket's so strong for this build. I honestly think Mercenary Jacket's usually the reason I survive against a lot of builds. Because they don't expect you to be able to stand there and, like, dish shots out in their face. And you're doing so while healing an insane amount, so a lot of times people just get caught off guard by it, and then you're dishing out pretty insane amounts of damage with this build too. So, okay, we got a purple chest. Wow, okay, so this is actually a really solid dungeon. This is a really good one. Okay, let's go ahead and use our bag. So 40k, we basically paid for our set already. Actually, we did if you include our raw silver drops. So our set's been paid for already, even if we don't make it home. And an extra 4 sets right here in our inventory. So let's go ahead and A out. And we'll go ahead and swap over to Wanderlust on our boots just in case. But hopefully nobody's out here waiting around. Okay, we are fine. There's only one person skulled. I'm going to go ahead and press R. Literally what I want to do is I want to mount immediately, press R immediately. So this guy could try to mess with us, but even if he tries to mess with us, by the time he PvP flags, we're gone. So literally don't give anybody a second. Mount up as soon as you leave, press R. If you need to run at some point, run. But just try to let that thing tick down, because that's your best bet. Now, we made it home. So, that is pretty much Corrupted Dungeons in a nutshell without playing against other players. So that's how you rat. Now, if another player came in, you do have the option of trying to go for crystals, which, if that is your goal, do not use an arcane staff. My goal is to be able to defend myself. Now, that doesn't mean I'm always going to win that, but I think with a 50k set, I have a good enough chance that I'm not bothered. Okay. I am going to auto-sell at least the things that don't have an insane margin. I will slow sell this one because that's like 50% of it. I'm going to slow sell that one, and then any runes I'm just going to fast sell just to get them out of the way. And then this right here by itself is going to give us enough to pretty much not even be worried about losing the rest of my sets, because I only spent, I think, about 300,000 silver. Now that is something I didn't mention. I'm showing you that this is a 50,000 set. I didn't spend 50,000 on this set. I put in buy orders for just, here, I'll show you just one second. Let me finish selling. I'm not worried about the prices of these. I know I might lose a few thousand. I'm not worried. Okay. I have buy orders in right here for every piece of gear that I am using for my set. So I've already bought my arcane staffs. I've bought most of these. And the good news is I've even gotten some masterpiece torches for my buy orders. So that's pretty insane when you think about it. But yeah, so I maybe have spent maybe 20k per set. And then I bought the runes, so I enchanted everything myself as well. So I'd say we're in a pretty good spot in terms of financial investment right now. So 245k back. First set has not only paid for itself, it's paid for almost every other set. So Corrupted Dungeons are very well worth it if you don't mind ratting like one. And typically what I like to do is I'll rat, you know, maybe a couple. And then once I have a little bit of a bankroll, maybe I'll try to risk one. Okay, well, that's going to conclude this first video, guys. And I'm going to continue seeing how much I can make with this one set. And from now on, just because that first one I think was a good idea just to get some cash, we are going to keep everything in here. And I'll probably just do this until I am done with this. So that's 20 hours.